In the years before Charlemagne's death in 814, Charlemagne conquered and ruled over Western and Central Europe. It all started with the Franks in the 5th century when the Frank king Clovis had converted to Christianity. Over many years before Charlemagne, the kings before him were able to gather the many different tribes of the Franks and unite them as one people in what is now modern-day Germany. It was this new nation, so to speak, that is responsible for Charlemagne's success in the Holy Roman Empire. After Charlemagne became ruler of the empire, he inherited a massive plot of European territories and constantly pushed the borders of his new empire until he conquered most of what was pagan territories and converted them to Christianity, which then led to most of Western Europe being Christian. His greatest architectural achievement was the Palatine Chapel, also known as the Aachen Cathedral. Construction began around 792 and was finished in 804. In this time, 12 years to build an entire chapel meant it was fully constructed almost instantly. It boasted an octagonal dome more than 100 feet tall. It was commissioned to be octagonal because of the significance Charlemagne saw in the number 8, since the number appears frequently in the Bible, and during the Dark Ages the number was symbolic in the Christian world. Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great, was the founder of the Carolingian Empire. He was best known for uniting Western Europe for the first time since the fall of the Roman Empire. Charlemagne was born around 742 in either Liege, Belgium, or Aachen, Germany, the son of Bertrada of Lyon and Pepin the Short, who was king of the Franks in 751. He spoke many different languages, Latin, Greek, German, and French, to name a few. In 771, Charlemagne became the sole ruler of the Franconians at the age of 29. He had multiple wives and mistresses and fathered 18 children. Charlemagne loved his daughters so much that he forbade them from marrying until after his death. He stood over 7 foot tall. On December 25, 800, at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne Holy Roman Emperor for making Western Europe a Christian empire. He made Aachen the capital of his empire, and is well known for its original pre-Romanesque style, also known as Carolingian architecture, and when he died in 814, he was buried at the Cathedral of Aachen. The Aachen Cathedral is a Romanesque Catholic church in Germany that was started off with Emperor Charlemagne. This chapel symbolized the unification of the West and its spiritual and political revival under Charlemagne. Charlemagne intended to build this magnificent piece of work as his palace chapel, but also for the city he chose as his imperial capital. The cathedral is octagonal shaped with a dome above it. The west side of the cathedral is bordered by 2 stair towers. It is a 2-story building with a porch at the west end. Bronze leaves are attached to the porch. Around the octagonal are several side chapels, which include the Chapel of St. Matthew, the Chapel of St. Anne, the Chapel of Hungary, the Chapel of St. Nicholas and St. Michael, and the Chapel of St. Charles and Hubbard. Some of its treasures are the bust of Charlemagne, Cross of Lothair, and the Persephoné sarcophagus. Every 7 years, the relics are displayed to the pilgrims. To this day, Germany sees the cathedral as a very sacred place, not only for how beautiful the structure is, but what treasures it holds inside as well. Aachen Cathedral contains all the elements necessary to express the outstanding universal value and is of appropriate size. All features and structures to convey its significance as Emperor Charlemagne's own Palatine Chapel are present. The first time it was damaged was by the Vikings in 881 and was restored in 983. Although it has been fixed up, it's still very original with its form and design, material and substance, and use and function as a church. Charlemagne's remains are still housed within its walls. It's kept in a large shrine built in 1215, made of an oak box covered in silver, copper, filigree, and precious stones. Then the decoration of the box has 8 emperors sitting on the thrones on both sides. Even after Charlemagne was buried in the cathedral, the German emperors after him were also crowned there. Conservation and building activities within and outside the property are regulated by law. When it comes to medieval identities, one that was developed under the rule of Charlemagne was Carolingian architecture. This showed the strength and leadership of the rulers at this time. The Aachen Chapel reinforced the Christian identity and faith and the social norms Charlemagne tried to promote. They were able to know that they were a part of this time of change. People admired the architecture that was made under Charlemagne, and it reflected their identities.